We live?
We live. For whatever reason, there it is. Be out. So good morning from El Paso, Texas. I know we got our guests, Billy from the UK. Alex is in Southwest Detroit. Yours truly, Dree Swift. We do have Tori. She's going to be jumping on us lately. She is traveling as we speaking on the road. She said, "I'm gonna pull over.
Losing them already. That's what happens. That's what happens when we're all we're like a triangle. You know what I mean? So
one down.
It's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen. So it's cool.
Having a couple beers. So tell me, I know I hope we didn't get a chance to talk, and I didn't do a pre-interview, and I'm kind of dumb. I see so many people investing in this crypto money, and then I guess you guys are a crypto developer. So tell me a little bit about how this works, because like I said, I'm dumb. I'm a guy that puts money in a bank, so I don't know. You know what I mean? So
yeah, cool, man. I'll break it down.
Break it down for me.
Understand. That's exactly where I was, a couple of years ago. And basically, the way it all works is that there's exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, and Whitebit, ones like that are the exchanges, and they're pretty much the people that will take your pound notes or your dollars and turn it into Bitcoin, ETH, or different cryptos that you want it to be turned into. And that's like the sort of tier one of cryptocurrency investing. Okay. When you delve into it a lot deeper, you can go into what is pretty much the wild west of like crypto. It's like anybody can start a token. It doesn't cost a lot to start a token.
Right.
And then, a lot of people, it's called rug pulls. And basically what happens is loads of people just want the money overnight. They pretend to create this amazing token, say they're going to do this, that, and the other. And then within 30 minutes of it actually launching, the people and the developers have pulled the money. And we're in that part, we're in the Wild West part. So it's hard to get credibility and people to trust you to be able to say, you're going to go through with what you say, because a lot of them don't, and a lot of them are sneaky, like scamming people that would be quite happy to do it. But where I was talking about the exchanges, the only way to get on the smaller one, these what's called MetaMask and Ethereum-based tokens and whatnot, is by taking money off of these exchanges and sending it to your completely sort of decentralized app like MetaMask, Coinbase, and there's only a few of them about basically, but they're Ethereum-based wallets. And once you do that, you can open a browser inside this app.
Internet or my internet.
I'm not sure. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You got real late feedback.
Can you hear me?
You got to kind of like you got to give them like maybe an extra second or two, because you got really late feedback. That's why it talked over them.
Got you. So basically, we're in the Wild West side of it with Dirty Finance. But what we're going to do is we're going to grow the token. We are specialized in hentai, which is like the sexy anime side, the anime porn side. And then as we grow through that kind of speciality and that niche market, because it's adult, we're going to try and expand the adult brand inside of Dirty Finance to move into.
So you go to that certain demographic thing specifically?
Yeah, we're going to go more or less. It's going to be, it's going to be more orientated towards females in terms of the hentai, because it normally is, but then there will be male ones as well to try and keep the boundaries open and not be, discriminative or dismissive of anyone. We want to be as inclusive as possible. But, with adult, really, if you're investing in crypto, you should be over 18. If you're over 18 in this country anyway, you can gamble. So that's again like an adult entertainment kind of side of things. Not we don't want to go down porn or anywhere.
So it basically is it, unless I'm saying it wrong, because I'm probably dumber than he is. So, but like so is it basically what the coin represents?
Yeah, so your token specializes in different. Yes, your token specializes in different things. So some will specialize in making transactions cheaper. Some will specialize in certain like we're doing in anime. Some will specialize in just like Bitcoin doesn't specialize in anything. It just holds value and is on its own sort of separate network. So a lot of the tokens that you invest in on Uniswap, they're all on the Ethereum network, so they're kind of running on the ETH network. So I don't know if you've heard of Ethereum. That's the second biggest market cap crypto that's out there at the moment, and that is really useful. You need to hold the Ethereum to be able to buy these smaller tokens that then they do mad percentages. Like I'm talking 2,000% in sometimes 2 hours. Like from launch.
See, like we wouldn't even understand what that means. And just one, I just wanted to get this in before I forget. Like I had a friend inbox me a couple of weeks ago, and it just so happened that I was told we're gonna have somebody on to talk about that, and I was like, oh wow, and they were like, oh, you don't have to work. You might not have to work no more. You might not, you know what I mean? Like, just I guess maybe they were just excited excited themselves. But so they were like, "Oh, watch this video. Send me a 2-minute video." I sent it to, my co-host here, Drake Swift, and then I sent it to a couple other people that could give me a little bit of feedback and advice because obviously, as you mentioned earlier, you got to be careful with
lots of
things
scams,
like that.
dude.
So.
Lots of you're kind of safe to a certain extent when you're on the exchanges, especially the big ones. They safeguard you. They get rid of all the shit and just put the nice, well-known, like respectable ones in. So if you're just wanting to invest in crypto, then stick to the big ones if you're not going to delve deep. But where there's risk, there's reward. So like I'm saying, there's this is on another one that I was working with, and you could buy a maximum of say $4,000 at the start of the day. But this is an ICO, so this is an initial coin offering. So this is when you basically go live. So when you're talking about the stocks and exchanges, like you have your initial stock offering where you offer it off to people, and then you go live. And then normally it goes shoom because people are like, I want that. It's in the news, and that's in the stock. People have known about it, and they might not necessarily know what it's even doing, but they want to buy it because the normal projection or anything that goes on is boom.
It's just the hot topic. Yeah. I mean, what's hot is hot. I mean, it is what it is. And that's what I was told. Just one last thing. When I got the message, that person was like, oh, I put in 1,000 and I got 6,000, and you know what I mean? But I was like, okay, how often does that happen though? So you know what I mean? You can say one good thing, but that doesn't mean
it happens. that happens frequently, but there's also like 8 to 9 times out of 10. Most of them are rug pulls. So like your money goes up and you're thinking, wicked, man, like, I've got 10 times my dough. I'm going to keep it in there. And then next second it's gone. Like they've taken that, man. So that's not your coin's not worth nothing. Like
so it's definitely you definitely got to have patience.
You gotta know who you're investing in, really. That's why I'm here, happy to talk about everything and happy to go through it. But there's a lot of people that will hide behind, like, I don't know, just names like that. Before there's been a Putin one, so the guy will pretend he's Putin and he'll be in like Telegram and be going, comrades, just buy it, comrades, just buy it. And then and then people will buy it. People will do it, and
that's crazy.
It goes up, like they put in. Basically, it's called a liquidity pool. That's what they put in, and when they put it in.
And you know what? What's funny that you mentioned.
Sorry, I'm struggling with internet, and I finally switched it to my phone. It was just crazy. So I heard most of it. Billy. So sorry, I usually run the show, but I know Alex was asking the questions. So tell me. When you say token,
here he goes again. So, like I was saying, so like we was in the middle of an amazing question. he threw me off. It's all good, man. Like
these rug pulls and these scam coins, they come around every day, and obviously because everyone knows that once these ICOs happen, that it's likely to go 10, 20 times. there's that kind of dream mentality behind people that are just constantly trying to follow that 10 times in a minute or 20 times and so, you know, people, a new coin's coming. Everyone, a new coin. They've got no idea who the developer is.
I seen a lot of this the past month on Facebook and stuff, and I'm just like, what is it? And then I get this message from a friend, and I'm like, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, look, right now I got other things going on. Yes, I would love to invest my money, but I need at least one person that I trust.
Oh, for sure,
to
man.
tell me something that is, you know, should I do this? So
yeah, 100%.
I don't need to hear, you know, just a little story to.
If you go on there with no like experience, you'll get done. You're like you'll get your money taken unless you're super lucky. Like from what I'm talking about on the ICOs, because 9 times out of 10 of them they're completely fake. But then it's even if you like a coin and you think it's going to do well, it will just go zoom up and then it will come back down again because there's that just initial hype. And people that have got it down here have got 10 times their money, 20 times their money sometimes. So you're talking about £1,000 in, £10,000 out, or £1,000 or 20,000. So you're talking about huge gains, which
so
people.
If you wanted to, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but so like say you hit one big the first time, like you said, you got 20,000, and like I seen where you can cash out right now. I mean, like what is that gonna do for you? 20,000 if you cash out. I mean, is that worth doing that or not?
Yeah, of course. Like the way
then restarting. Maybe.
Yeah,
that's how I used to gamble almost a little bit like that.
It goes, it goes up like that normally and comes straight back down. If you look at like almost any sort of launch, it goes up. So if you can time your drop off at the top there really well and then pick it back up down here. If you believe in the token, you can just buy more of them at the bottom with what you've taken out at the top. And it's so predictable that it does, like every single ICO goes up and it comes back down. And then the graph will normally sort of deplete and go down. People will sell it because it's not in the news, it's not a hot topic. And then there'll be an announcement or there'll be a release or an airdrop or something like that. And then the graph will go right back up again. And it was
so you can bounce around. Can you move your coins around? Is that what you're telling me? You can move your coins around to
you sell them. So you buy them and you sell them. You just
it's like a nonstop, just like
it's decentralized.
You don't buy coins and then let it sit or nothing like that.
I do, I do. But I'm just saying, like, obviously, if you're like, it's like anything, like stocks are up and down. Obviously, if you had hindsight, you want to sell at the top, you want to buy at the bottom, sell at the top, and even if you're not making millions, but you're just gaining more every time that you rebuy, then obviously that's the best thing to do. With Uniswap and Ethereum, like before the crash.
I was going to ask you that, and I swear this is the last time I'm going to cut you off. But I just wanted to make sure I get, like, can you give 3 names, which you actually probably mentioned 2 of them, I believe. You said Ethereum. That's a coin, or is that an app?
Ethereum is a coin, and that's the second biggest one. That's in my opinion, if I had to give 1 or 2 that's going to go above Bitcoin, then Ethereum would definitely be the one. It's got
that's like the WWE of or like the ESPN of a stock. You know what I mean? Like that's the top. You know what I mean?
It's Bitcoin has got all the hype because it was the first one, and is the way I look at that is it's like MySpace and Facebook. It's like Yahoo and Google. It's like just because you were first, you had the good idea, but you didn't perfect the idea. And Bitcoin hasn't, it's good. It's completely decentralized, and in that nature, it's great. If you want to
set the template for that.
Yeah, but overall, it's a pyramid scheme. There's no reason to hold Bitcoin unless you want to buy Bitcoin. There's no real use to it. So, in regards to utility, to going, I really need that Bitcoin now. It's only that everybody values it at that amount, and if it goes down, then they value it at that amount. Whereas Ethereum, because their actual token allows you to launch your own tokens on their network, everyone's buying it because they want to launch their own token to make their own money and to make like I have with Dirty Finance. I've used the Ethereum network to then further that and be able to create my token. Like you're talking, like I was saying, you can easily create tokens for next to nothing. Once a contract's written, and even that you can go online and just go on a website and literally let them do everything for about $1,000, like $1,500, and you can have your own token floating around in the ether, like in the crypto space.
Right. And I seen there was a couple celebrities just recently that
I'm back now. Yeah, I came
Bitcoin
inside.
won.
The internet wasn't good outside, but I'm back.
Nice.
Sorry
I
about
seen
that.
there was a celebrity that coined they did one, and I was like, that's what really got me curious. I was like, okay, what's going on here? I need to understand.
I think it's like with Day, what we've done is we've created it around hentai NFTs. So do you guys know what NFTs are?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So
Go ahead and explain it. Go ahead and explain it.
Yeah, so basically, if you just think cryptocurrencies and tokens are your pounds, your dollars, your Australian dollars, your Canadian dollars, and they're all your different sort of transferable, and one size, like one is worth this in terms of US dollars. With NFTs, it's completely different. They're all individual, they're minted, and it's kind of more like anything else in the world. It sort of can be a one-off, or it can be something else. So with NFTs, they're good for gaming and artwork, and especially letting people know who has ownership of that actual NFT and sort of artwork.
Correct.
So what we've created with Dirty is if you hold so much Dirty and you stake it, which will be implemented in about 2 to 3 weeks, then you'll be getting free hentai NFTs, like free artwork, which is sellable on the side. So it's kind of like, that's why you'd want to hold Dirty. So if you're into hentai and you're into anime, you want a passive income, you want this nice artwork sort of that you can collect every week, then that's why you buy Dirty. Other tokens have got their own reason for holding them. And obviously, like I was saying with Ethereum, if it's got utility, then you're likely to build your price up a lot quicker than not having utility, because why does anybody want to hold a token or like a coin? It's
somebody's asking, do you manage other people's coins, or just you guys just do yours?
I just do mine. I do Day is me with a couple of other developers, and then Koji is another one with a few more developers, 6 other developers there. So there's a team of us on Koji. And
so when you say Dirty, I know the word or whatever for the adult anime, that type of stuff. So if, let's say they wanted to buy something, and I'm, like I said, I'm kind of dumb, but when you say anime, I'd like to say they wanted to buy a Pokemon card, like you see what's his name walked into the ring and it was worth $1 million. Was that worth, and I don't know, Alex probably knows better than I do, was that worth $1 million, or was that $1 million worth in, like, in crypto money?
I mean, no, I mean, basically American. I mean,
so I don't know if you guys, like, if somebody wants to buy a highly Pokemon card or whatever, is it they could buy it in crypto money, correct?
If they're buying it on OpenSea on the marketplace, then yeah, they'll be able to change their money to Ethereum and then buy what's necessary.
So is that another reason why you suggest the Ethereum, because you can do something like that with the money, like you can
yeah, that's what I mean. It's just Bitcoin is running on its hype, and whereas Ethereum, regardless if you want to invest in it, if you're in crypto, you're probably going to end up buying it at some point, because there's no avoiding it. They're kind of dominating in that kind of respect, that it's utility. And also, it's like the guys from Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, which could be a group as well, they're not doing a lot to Bitcoin. They're not changing things. They're not adding things.
They're
whereas
just collecting.
yeah, but they've gone into hiding sort of thing. So there's no like founding force that's pushing it further forward. Whereas you got VB who's running Ethereum and CZ who's running BNB, and they're doing stuff there. Like I said to you, it's like Yahoo and Google. Yahoo might have been the first, but Google perfected the art and grew. MySpace was the first. Facebook was the better one, and and that's how the world is, isn't it? You don't have to be bad at what you do, but if somebody does it slightly better, then they become the dominant force, and then it's a lot harder to knock them off once they are. So I think, when I say BNB there, BNB have got exactly the same as ETH. It's just less well established. But what BNB have got as well is it's part of the Binance actual app. So the guy who owns Binance has created their own token like years ago. And then from there, and again, that's gone up, like, before the start of the year, that was at about $50-$60, maybe lost value, and that touched $400-$500 at its peak about 2-3 months ago. So these tokens are going mad, and something like BNB is in such a good place to just feed the money into it because it's got the Binance side of things in regards to a massive exchange where people are putting the money on. Then they've got their Ethereum side of it where they've actually got a complete chain where people can start their own tokens on this side chain, the BSC. And again, they can create like NFTs and things like that. But it's kind of new and young, so it's not as well established. But the fees are a lot lower on BNB. So
well,
BNB
I mean,
is
you mentioned it. It's definitely, you know, it's in the inception. It's in the wild, wild west, and then whoever's trying to do it is trying to perfect it. So I mean, so it doesn't cost a lot, and I missed the part I heard you say about 1,000. I think somebody told me, hey, because they're investing or whatever. They're like, do you want to start your own, you know, token? And I said, well, how much is it? And they said, I think the machine, and because I'm like I said, you know, there people are approaching me. I think the machine's like 27,000 or something, and I was like, damn, like, I said that's pretty expensive, but you're saying it costs about 1,000 to actually invent your own.
Come to me, my friends.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely talk to you.
Dude, they're talking shit. Like when you start talking about, like, the thing is the contract, but the contracts are normally pretty similar. So they're called smart contracts. And what at Dirty we've got is our own contract. It's a 5% tax on everything that you buy and you sell, whether you like it or not. So you buy 100% a day, you get 95% actually in your wallet, and when you sell 100%, you get 95% of the money. And what the 5% that goes, it goes 2% burn, so that's never seen again. That's just gone into a dead wallet that is out of circulation. So the rest of the day that's around goes up in value. The other 2% goes and gets redistributed proportionally to everybody that's holding Dirty. So you're holding more Dirty, you get more Dirty than the smaller guy that's holding Dirty. But therefore, everybody that's just holding Dirty constantly and just sitting on their hands and not doing what I was saying, doing the swing trades and whatnot, then they're the ones that get rewarded. They get, not only do they get the redistribution and the burn, like, and then the other percent that just to make up the 5% goes into a regeneration wallet, which creates the NFTs, gets us listed on exchanges and things along those lines. And the key is to try and get them NFTs giving us a passive income, so people can take these NFTs, these unique, you know, one of a kind cryptocurrency codes, and then sell it somewhere on, like, I mean, the words of OpenSea, basically, again, that's an NFT marketplace. It's like eBay of NFTs.
Right.
So if you
like the GoDaddy or something like that.
Yeah. So if you're looking for any NFT on the Ethereum network, your first place to go is going to be on OpenSea. It's like you want to bid on something. It's like eBay. It's the first place you're going to look at. There's not really much in regards to like competition. So OpenSea is like just the marketplace where you go there, you buy it in ETH, and it gets sent to your wallet. So that's what we want to do with Dirty. And writing a contract like that can take a little while and things like that. But the actual implementation of it, like integrating it into the website or up, you know, I can't remember what it's actually called, but it costs about 1 ETH basically. And then from there, you have your token. You need to add liquidity as well, so it's always good. But most of the people, by the way they add liquidity, is they do a pre-sale. So you say, look, I'm going to sell this at this price, and then I'm going to add it to liquidity, and then people will buy it. So you won't have to have any money for that. You'll just literally say, look, I'm going to sell this to you.
And then, so it sells itself, basically.
Yeah, so you sell it to friends, or you know, you do it online. You say to people, like, for instance, you've got your podcast, so you'd be going like, guys, there's free ETH or 30 ETHs worth of pre-sale that's going to happen. I would recommend buying it up quick, and then once it happens, we launch and we put that 30 ETH in liquidity. And then what that does is basically pay for itself in regards to you haven't spent anything in putting in the liquidity. And then you lock that away and you just put it, and then the tokens that you leave go right up, because when people, obviously 30 ETH, people will probably want to buy more than that. So then the hype's there, you got that buy pressure, and then as soon as you launch, it's like what I was saying, yeah, it just goes and then back down again. Like it's always the same. It's all like you never find one that goes up like, you know, up. There's never in a million years, and it's never going to happen. It is literally, you know, it goes up and down. It goes up and down. It's just trying to get, you know, yeah, you want to go like that, don't you? Like sort of, you know, your highs lower, your highs higher, and your lows higher, and just try, like Bitcoin is at the moment. You know, like everyone's going, oh, it's crazy, it's super low, it's super low. It was at 3K about 20 months ago, something along those lines. So it's sort of like it's at 30K still. So is it that low in regards to its lows?
Right.
It could go a lot lower in that regard, but at the same time, it hit its high. 3 months ago, it was at an all-time high, and that's the way it's sort of going. Like that wiggly line up and down.
That's when I was hearing and seeing that.
So
about them.
So I got a question because I'm sorry, I was in and out of the show because of this damn internet connection. So dirty, when you named it dirty, is because you're doing adult stuff. And animated, I don't know how to say it. Henta animation and stuff like that. So, is different crypto developers are focusing on different markets of things? Like,
Sure.
Okay. I didn't know how that worked. So.
It's like some of them will be security based, some of them will be transaction, but like as in they'll speed up. Tron, for instance, you can send dollars to each other for like minuscules of a transaction fee, and there's just different ones. It's like Koji, the one that I'm doing, is similar to Dirty, but completely different in regards that it's a family-friendly comic and graphic novel that is charity giving and is focused more on the graphic novel side of the NFTs. People that hold Koji will be able to get a one-of-a-kind artwork that's released that then together creates this awesome sort of graphic novel, and they have to hold the Koji to be able to complete the comic, unless they want to go to OpenSea and buy numerous. So it's kind of like
you good marketing stuff right there.
But you try that's the whole reason. The people that don't have any reason for you to hold their token are always on the losing side. You need to say to people, look, you're going to get this really cool shit. You're going to get rich. This is going to help you out. And that's
not all about that for everybody.
No, it's not. But I guess it's the charity side of things as well with Koji, and it's the NFT. But
give and receive.
People want to get rich. Let's not lie about it. No one wants to.
No, for sure. But
everyone wants.
Cool everyone way to do it. It's a fun way to do it.
So let me ask you a question. I'm gonna go back. So, there's these apps like Robinhood, and they launched this Doja coin, and people went nuts because they thought they were going to become rich, and they felt that people were swindling them and stuff like that. Does this hold water? What people were saying that it. Something like Robinhood was taking advantage of poor people to invest in this Doja coin?
No, I don't think so, because after that happened, Dodge hit an all-time high. So the guys, if they just held, they would have been able to sell for higher. And I think people should take account for their own actions. You can't say I'm poor, I'm an idiot. That don't really wash. That don't wash in the court of law. It's just one of those ones where it's your money. Know what you're investing in, and don't invest anything that you can't afford to lose. And stick to them rules, and you're sweet, man. It's not. Think of crypto like a gambling. When you're doing well, try and take a bit of profit. And then when you're doing badly, it's still worth what it was worth. So in terms of the token, hopefully it will go back to an all-time high. But what people do is they put money in that they can't afford to lose, and then it goes down. And then it's like now a lot of things are sitting at, say, 30% of what they were worth 6 months ago. And people were in their mind thinking, it's just going to go higher. It's just going to go higher. And that's not how it goes. It's sort of when we were at that amount, I was taking a little bit out because I was thinking, this is great. Like my portfolio's gone up so much in the last month or so. I can barely believe it. And it's like, you need to make it believable in terms of get some money back in your bank account and don't think this is great. It's going out. It's like the swindle trick. Like where you're making money, so you want to invest more money, and then you're making more money, so you want to invest more money, and then all of a sudden the night it drops 70%, and all the money you've put in just depletes to nothing. Yeah, from what you were thinking.
Well, the way you painted it was like it's like gambling. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, that makes sense, because I think a lot of people thought, Bitcoin, Doja coin, all these different, go ahead, put all kinds of money in there. And then they're like, shit, it fell out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's
like it's any other investment. So Nick says, I bought $1,000 worth of Doja coin in January for a little under 5 cents. Sold it the day before and came to 7 cents. So I don't know what his question is.
Well, it went up to 65 cents, so there's your like hodl, because that's the little saying in crypto, hodl. I don't know why it's hodl and not hold, but it's like it went up to 65 cent around just after April 420, because that's Dodge Day 420. So everyone bought it for Dodge Day.
Okay.
So then you know, like again, so if you're interested in making some money on Dodge, buy it in February.
Of course, it's gonna be high in that day, but
But
yeah, he didn't get
everybody's high comes down. Guess what else is coming down?
That's exactly it. But he could have 5 cent, like I said. It's sitting at 30 cent now, even though it's lost 50% of its value.
Right.
It's still sitting.
Well, I mean, like you not to reiterate or beat a dead horse, but if you don't have the $1,000 to invest, it's probably not smart you do that. You know what I mean?
So,
like,
right.
It's something that you have to take a risk and when to pull out. It's just like any stocks or bonds or whatever the case may be. So I understand that, but there was a lot of people that were upset that they invested all this money and then they lost the match. So I would just wonder.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, like, so what you saying that, like, so the way I'm thinking now is I would just, if I'm gonna invest, I might as well just invest in my own coin.
Yeah, well, you obviously need to have if you got a reason, if you say to them, I'm gonna create the best thing. If you were like you had a full studio of different artists and whatnot, and then you could make unique art from them artists and then produce it, but you'd need something for someone to want to buy your token. You know what I mean? Not just say like I'm amazing, buy my token.
I'm amazing. I'm gonna buy my own coin.
It would work if you had enough marketing and you just kept it. It's like Bitcoin. If you just had enough people keep buying it and not people selling it, then the price would just keep going up and keep going up. And that's how it's all done. It's just the more people that are holding it and keeping it in their wallets, the more the money goes up in value. And then when they sell it back, it's not like an exchange where they're selling it to somebody else. They're putting it back in what I was saying is a liquidity pool. So if you go into a liquidity pool and you buy 5 ETHs worth, the price then goes up. If you then sell that back, then you take the ETH back out and the price goes back down. So you personally can be completely like, if you started your coin, the way they rug pull sometimes is that they put, say, 1 ETH or 2 ETH into the liquidity pool. Everybody's buying the tokens, loads of their tokens in the liquidity pool. So as their tokens are being bought on Uniswap and all these different places, then the price will go up. And then what they do is, if they've locked liquidity, which you can do, like to prove to people that you're not going to steal it away from them, is they can just have a massive amount of tokens in their account. And if they've got, say, 30-40% of the actual circulating supply in their wallet, then the ETH can go up and they just go sell, take the ETH back out. Then more people come in and take it, then they just go sell, take it back up. And there's so many ways that people can scam you and rug pull you and kind of go, look over there, liquidity's locked, and then be nicking with the other hand. So it's really difficult in regards to, like, if you started one, obviously you got a reputable name. You got your doxed, people know what you look like. That's a big thing in crypto, because obviously the scammers, they literally, I'm not joking, they pop up one day, they launch the coin the next day, and then, an hour after it's launched, it's gone. Wow. It's like, and that's
and you just gave them a couple grand.
Yeah, dude, they're making like $20,000-$30,000 by doing this, and they're probably just copy and pasting the contracts up, and just doing everything.
Hey, I always tell you too, Drake, that copy and paste is a mother. I love copy and pasting. Damn.
So what's the score of what's the score of the football game?
Football, it starts at 8:00. So I'm.
It starts at 8:00. Okay.
Yeah. There's another game on at 5 who we're gonna play in the semi-finals. Whoever wins, but it's not as important as the the England game is all important.
Yeah, that makes it. Yeah, definitely. So I don't know if you have any more questions. I think I'm good. Thanks for coming on. I know it. Like I said, I know this is your dinner time, so I appreciate you dialing in. We had some technical difficulties, but I know Alex was able to talk his way through it. So I definitely want to appreciate you coming on.
No problem, man.
Anytime you want to come back in. But so if they need to find your Dirty Money, how do they find it? What's the best way?
If they just search dirty.finance, I've got the website on the back. Look. Don't worry, we're getting this sorted out. Yeah, I know the
Yeah.
writings. The
So
writing's the wrong color. It was a prototype.
So let's say if I go to Robinhood and I type in dirty, find it dirty. Yeah, I should
Oh
be
yeah,
able to find it.
go on to Google and find it because we're not on Robinhood yet, as far as I'm aware. So
Okay.
the best way
Oh,
you'll need to go.
wait, while we're on that subject, because so how do you get on these platforms? How do you get on these American
You
Trade and all?
normally have to pay a large sum of money. That's normally the way. So that's why the ones that are the best funded, like it's like Shiba. I don't know if you guys know about some dog token, some meme token. Basically, it's been funded really well and it's on Binance already, and it's obviously just rocketed in price. And from being sort of launched maybe like a month or two ago,
Right.
a bit longer, about 3 months or 4 months ago, it's now somewhere near the top 50 of all cryptos with like a market cap of like 100 million or something like that. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely crazy. But that's marketing and getting, just putting the name out there and just getting more and more people to buy it. Name of the game.
Well, I'm just gonna inbox you if I have any questions. And
Yeah. So is there a way to put your information if anybody's interested? Do you have any besides is that the best way to get a hold of you? Do you have like an email?
Yeah, if they want to info@dirty.finance, they can get me on that. If not, jump on Telegram. Like Telegram's the place for crypto. I'd recommend anyone that's looking to get into crypto to get onto Telegram. It's an app that is basically like WhatsApp, but it's got loads more scammers on it. So be really wary. Yeah.
No, if I'm gonna start my own, I think I'm the shit coin. I'm definitely gonna call it.
Yeah, dude. We'll talk it through and we'll make sure it's all good, and it definitely won't be 21 grand.
Good, right? The sports mouth coin. I mean, that sounds cool, don't it? I'm cool. It don't mean I'm cool. I'm just saying the coin sounds cool, though.
Your monthly dream team of players. That's what you do.
Yeah. So we appreciate it, Billy. I'll let you get back to you. I know it's dinner time. I appreciate it. Much love, man. Take care from England.
Take it easy, man. Thanks a lot for having me.
No problem.
Take care, man. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Sorry, man. I don't know what was going on with the internet. The Wi-Fi.
It went good. He gave a lot of good.
The Wi-Fi in the backyard. I guess I was like, be having the water and running and seeing the waterfall and all that.
It sounded cool.
Yeah, sounded cool, but
sounded real cute. So
sounded real cute too. I couldn't get on, and it was doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
It looked like you was in the middle of the road. It actually looked dope as hell.
That's funny.
I was like, jeez.
So I'm glad I called you earlier, and I know she said that she was trying to get an internet connection, and I don't think she has got any.
It's possible to get internet when you're driving, like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I would think.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, I drove from there to here with you, so I don't know how she would.
Yeah, I don't know
reception anywhere. Especially back then. Shit.
Right. So no, but I'm saying I'm glad I caught you because you thought it was today.
Yeah, I was about to be all dressed up today, man, on the show.
Best stuff on the show.
Bozo.
Look like a bozo. I know you were stressing because I was thinking to myself, and I'm like, man, he said he's got to go to the thing today.
No, I was all good.
Wait a minute, what? I was like, that's impossible. So,
I looked at the flyer. All I looked at was the time, man. I just wanted to make sure. But that would have been. Yeah, I mean, I would have showed up, and somebody else's funeral or something would have been going on.
Right.
I would have just showed up.
We'll let you get back to your Saturday. I know you got to do some things. So the world's oldest living man in Puerto Rico, Guinness World Records confirms. So he's 112 years old. Recorded Wednesday. Don Emilio Flores Marquez, born August 8th, 1908, in Catalina, Puerto Rico. Wow, man. This guy's old.
Right. And I thought, I thought about my grandmother. I was like, wow. Damn, I thought like my
how old was your grandma when she passed? Was she in her 90s?
She was 80, I believe.
Oh, 80?
She was 80. I think she was born in 1911. I always get 1911, 1912. But yeah, and he's in the World Guinness Book of Records for this. So I just thought that was really cool, man. When I seen it, came across it, I was like, wow. Married to his wife Andrea Perez for 75
Yeah,
years.
I think she passed.
She just passed away last year. So, yeah, that's damn. It's pretty cool. You got a certificate and everything, man. I just thought it was pretty cool.
I wonder if do you think the Guinness Book of Records pays any of these guys?
They might get a what do they call that? Sub or I can't think of the word. After you're retired, kind of like how, you know, I don't know about the sports industry how that is now, but like how WWE does that with their subsiduals. I can't even pronounce the word.
Yeah, well, yeah, some type of residual.
Maybe
some type of residual, yeah, because
residuals,
I mean, you're not wrestling but you're in the Hall of Fame, so you know what I mean.
Right.
You're still representing the company.
I mean, it might be like $100. It might be like I heard like they're getting checks for like 30 cents.
That is funny. Hey, thanks, Alexis. Yeah, I should stick to my mansion background. Sorry, I left my my mansion, so I had yeah, that was a problem.
But yeah,
So,
shout out to oldest man in the world. That's
oldest man in the world.
alive.
So, Mr. Puddpot, Bill Cosby breaks his silence after conviction. I've always maintained my innocence. I mean, he gets off on a technicality, right? So he made a plea deal, is what I understood. He made a plea deal. They reneged on the plea deal, and he got off for a technicality. I mean, so technically he should still be in jail, but you know that's our system, right? That's the law of our system. You know, if you don't follow it, you know you could possibly get out. I mean, what's your thoughts? I mean, of Bill Cosby getting out of jail. I don't even know how long he served, dude. Like, how long was he in jail?
I don't even know, man. Was it like 3 years, 4 years?
I don't know. It was longer.
Was it longer?
I thought it was longer. I'm gonna look it up right now.
It seems like it just happened.
I'm only working with one screen, so
I really didn't got much to say, man. I talked to some friends over the weekend, and I asked my mother about it.
What did your mom?
I had like she said the same thing that a friend of mine said, and I was like, wow.
What happened?
These women knew what they were doing. First of all, these women knew what they were doing before being drugged or going to a room, or I mean, like at least some of them did. So she's just really not putting all the blame on him. I don't know. I was kind of surprised. You know what I mean? So you just expect every woman to be like stick up for the women. I mean, once again, man, it's so I hate touching on.
So Cosby was from 2018 to 3 years to 10 years.
Yeah,
so it's been 3 years. 3 years. Yeah, you were right on the money.
He wasn't in there long. That's why everybody's ranting and raving. I mean,
right.
And you know, so I mean, I don't know, man. These women come out one after another, and then you know, it started.
Dollars in here, where'd it go?
I got $10. Well, I got $10 too.
Hey, I got $10 too.
He's got a seatbelt on. Is Dom?
I got a seatbelt on. I got a dog.
Oh,
Dom's driving.
Oh shit!
Hot as fuck.
You missed the crypto guy. He was calling in from.
Heard.
Yeah, he said a lot of good stuff. So basically, if you want to invest in some type of a coin, it's like a gambling thing. You got to be able to know when to fold them, when to hold them, I guess. So that's pretty much it. So his crypto coin. He was a crypto developer that was more in the adult anime and adult trade and stuff like that. So that's where his deal was. But so we're on the Bill Cosby subject. You're a woman. He was in there for 3 years.
Yeah.
He got off as a technicality. What's your thoughts of him being released? I mean, you've seen all the memes. You've seen all the memes.
Man, I think it's absolutely insane. You know, he says I withheld my innocence for so long, the entire time. I think he's full of shit. He's a fucking rapist. You drug women. He's fucking rapey. You drug women, right?
Right.
You have sex with them and take advantage of them. that's rapey. There's no other words for it.
Well,
Like, you're a fucking rapist.
He maintains his innocence, but I mean, we're talking about 60 different women.
I'm losing you.
It's okay.
Fuck, I'm losing you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We're talking about 60 different women that he, basically said that he did do something. That's a lot of different women. So he can maintain all the innocence he wants. You know what I mean? That's a lot of women. Yeah, that's a lot of women.
That's a lot of fucking women. Like, there's no denying. I don't even understand why, did they say why they allowed him to go?
Yeah, so let me explain it. So basically what happened was he made a plea deal, and because so if you tell me you make a plea deal, you really didn't maintain your innocence, but he made a plea deal.
You said you were guilty.
Yeah, so he basically made a deal. They said they were going to use some information in more cases, and they reneged on it, and so he got off because of a technicality.
So
sounded like me the other night. The dog. I could hear the dog.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good question, Connie.
Sounded like an OJ shit. Like, oh, he put on a stiff glove and pretended it didn't fit. Like, come the fuck on.
Right.
He's a raper. He's a raper. Raper.
I think a lot of women were, I mean, I'm not talking about Bill Cosby wise, but even if a woman gets raped, I think it's such a sensitive subject. I think women in general don't want to come forward because they don't want to say, did I bring it on? Did I endure it? Did I want it? You know what I mean? Unless you got raped in going to your car or something, you know what I mean? Like a lot of times, they could say, well, he invited me to his room. Okay, why did you go to his room? You know what I mean? The whole Mike Tyson thing. Did he do it? Did he rape this girl? She was, saying, when I watched the Mike Tyson thing, she said that she loved him and that was her dad's hero and this and that. And then all of a sudden, she said she got raped. So I think it's always a touchy subject when a woman gets raped, unless it's totally like, going to the car or something like that. And I think it's publicly people want to say, well, you're the one that brought it on. Don't you think from a female standpoint, Tori?
I'm sorry. Everybody sounds like a robot to me right now.
But no, I was just saying that, it's hard to prove you've been raped unless you set the guy up, you know what I mean? Videotaped it and, blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, okay, well, did you bring, there's so many different questions. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. And to Connie's question, why I think all the women waited to speak out, I think that we are.
Oh, that's I do. We lost her. So somebody brought some evidence towards me right now. It says the high rape percentages during date rape. So, are you there, Alex?
Yep.
So, I mean, what is your thoughts when Connie says something along those lines?
I didn't see what she said.
I can put it back on the screen. It says why do you think all women wait so long to speak out?
Other than being devastated and scared and they got families, they got kids already and stuff like that. They got jobs where they're making, probably great money and
right.
You know what I mean? They just don't know how to really, how to go about it in the beginning. Once again, I'm obviously not going to mention no names, but I know of some, couple people that was like that has
signal is horrible.
That dog is breathing heavy as hell.
Is that the guy? That's the
dog. That's the dog.
Sorry, can you hear us? Oh, jeez.
That's why I said it sounded like me the other night. But
yes, it sounded like you.
But no, I mean, it's just and from what I was told, it's something that it's just hard to deal with in the beginning. You know what I mean? So I think it's it's obviously a lot different now. There's actually there's more help nowadays and stuff like that. And but then again, I don't know if it happens even more nowadays or not. You know what I mean? So
right.
Like, I don't know if there was a date rape drug back in the 60s or something like that. You know what I mean? There's 50s.
Well, yeah, we
yeah,
had we
I mean,
we had the guy on that.
I mean, you know, so back then they were just poisoning probably women.
Says about 51% of female victims. So here's the thing. About 51% of female victims of rape report being raped by an inmate partner, or 40% by acquaintance.
Intimate partner.
Intimate partner.
Yeah, yeah. It's usually. I mean, yeah. You would. That kind of makes sense. It's usually somebody close to you, a relative,
right.
And you know, something like that, or just a close friend or relative. But I don't know, man. I hate. I've always grown up hated anything to do with this subject. I hate that word. I hate.
Right.
You know, obviously, once again, you know, the world knows we got 2 daughters. You know, you got 2 daughters. I got 2
right.
daughters. I've always hated talking, but as far as he goes, I mean, I don't know. Like you said, that's the system, and it's sad because that could happen. You know, it could be like I said, and it scares me to even say, but it could be, you know, one of our daughters or anybody's daughter for that matter. So,
Right.
I don't know. Some things need to be done, but the good thing the one good thing that I think came out of it, like I said, it wasn't about Bill Cosby. I mean, that Epstein, and then you got a number of actors, and you know, I mean, for God's sakes, you know, anchormen. I mean, it was like that created a snowball effect. So you got a lot of these people that did do it. You know, they're accountable for it, and you're gonna get, like, he didn't even do enough time for like anybody else's trial to start. Shit, he was in it for 2. You know what I mean? Like, he was in it for 2 years. You got my man from, you know, that '70s show. I know his name, but it slipped my mind. And like I said, a number of celebrities and people that, like, what was his name?
What are you talking about?
One of the guys that he was on air for like 30 fucking years, and then Matt Lauer or whatever. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, like,
there's so many of them that we can't remember their names because there's so many of them.
So at least that kind of good came out of it. I mean, if there's going to be any you know, like I said, slaps on the wrist, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I think it is crazy.
When you think of Bill Cosby, he, you know, there's a lot of his sponsors, a lot of people that how he was getting paid, pudding pop and Jello pop and all that stuff. And
but no matter how he did it,
ran for the hills. They ran for the hills. Do you see Bill Cosby, the entertainment world, actually welcome him back in because he's, you know, out of jail? And he gets another big endorsement. Do you see that happening?
Hell.
No.
Did you see what Felicia Rashad said?
Yeah, I saw what
Felicia.
Felicia.
See that article? And then
Disgusting.
the mother from Fresh Prince replied back to her. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I didn't see the reply, but I saw her what she said.
We were going to talk about it, but go ahead.
Okay. No, I mean, Felicia Rashad basically came out and just basically stuck. I can't find
supported him. She's supporting him.
And the other one
she supported him from day one, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's fucked up because he was probably abusing women while she was in the area or in the vicinity. So.
And it's crazy because,
I don't know.
Like,
does it make her any better?
Yeah. And it's crazy because, like, even what's her name? You know, like, some of the kids that came out and even supported him. And I'm from the show, and so it's like that's what confused me. I'm like, damn, these actors, like, even they came out and supported him, and there were children on the show. So it's like that's what threw me off, and out of the whole thing. That's what threw me a little bit off. But I'm like, wow. But then, like I said, I can't find her name. But, you know, the mother from the Fresh Prince came out and said, you know, how can you support this man? You've known you've known what's been going on since day one. So
exactly.
I don't know, man. There's so much to it. It's crazy. Point is, if he did it, however. So
I got a question. I don't know if anybody could look that up, but my question is, I know he was a doctor, not. They gave him that honorary thing. Did they pull that away from him when he went to prison?
That's a good question.
I didn't see nothing on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see
Didn't
anything
they
on
give
it
him
either.
like an honorary doctor?
Like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Speed up.
Shit, he might have got 2 of those in his lifetime, man. He's got a couple. He's got some pretty big awards, though. No, you're right. From different colleges.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
From his own, which was.
You're gonna stay in the whole thing?
But yeah, I don't know, man. That's a little too much on Bill Cosby, though. So.
Bill Cosby. So, I mean, did you see him coming out of jail where he was just like, he was cocky as hell? Did you see that part?
Cocky as hell.
I saw that. He was like,
So cocky.
he was dipping.
The Cosby Show dance,
Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah. I don't know. He's a fucking rapist.
We'll see, man.
He's a rapist.
Yeah. He's a rapist.
Don't matter how you slice it. Right.
No matter how you
raper.
So we'll move on to Kamala Harris is in some she stepped in some doo-doo. And the White House is going through.
What happened?
Well, the White House is going through damage control after reports dysfunctional in Kamala Harris' office.
There's a world where every one of us.
The White House has dove into damage control this week after reports of dysfunction in fighting with the vice president's office, with administrators trying to stop drama-filled narrative from taking hold. According to 5 people who spoke to CNN about the dynamics with Harris's office, 2 people close to Harris' team said that some individuals inside the president's office are frustrated with what they see. Operations have been timely, waylaid, internal conflicts, some of the eerie direct squarely at Harris, chief of staff. So just some probably, I guess they're having some fights between each other. She seems like she's probably definitely hard to work with. But I mean, in the political world, they're thinking about that this could affect him running in 2024. This could basically, if he has to remove her, you know what I mean? They're going that far. So
they're saying that her and Biden are having fights?
No, people within her office.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So they're saying she's just hard to work with and blah, 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 blah. And she doesn't know how to talk to people. To be honest with you, when you go back and you look at the vice presidency, I always thought they didn't really do anything. All they did was wave, and you know what I mean? Like they didn't do anything. And it seems like the last 2 presidencies, they've been involved with a lot of stuff. I don't know. Maybe I was dumbfounded.
A lot.
Yeah, but if you go back to Obama when he was president, I really didn't hear much from our current presidency. You know what I mean? Like I thought he was just going over and shaking hands and waving.
Yeah, he could stand on his own 2 feet. Maybe that's all.
Is that what you think? That's what it is? You think the last 2 presidents they're having trouble running the country?
I think the last couple of presidents. I mean, somebody's got to take the fall the way the shit been going. The last couple of presidents. I don't know. I mean, something kickstands.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Tori?
I mean,
I gotta ask you, where are you at? Where are you at on the road?
Who the fuck knows? Who knows?
Okay.
Who knows?
Okay.
I'm somewhere. Somewhere, okay. I don't even know. Somewhere where I can get a signal right now.
Okay.
Are you somewhere down by the river?
What'd you say? North. Somewhere in a van down by the river.
In the river.
With a dog on my lap.
I know this is off topic, and I'm sorry. But there's a new Chris Farley biography that I just watched last weekend. Oh my God, it was so great. And
was it a tear?
What is it on?
It's on A&E.
A&E. Okay.
You gotta watch.
I'm sorry. One more time. What is it on?
On A&E.
A&E.
Where do I? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna definitely check it out.
There. Oh my God.
It's one of my favorites.
That's why that came out. I'm sorry. But
okay. So Tori, when you see they're having all these conflicts with the vice president, not with the president and the vice president, but in her internal office, you really think that it's just the last two presidents having a little problem delegating or controlling the country?
You know, it's hard to say. I think. I mean, we all know what happened with Trump. Like, look at everybody that worked for him and everybody that was around him. They've all agreed he was the common denominator of all the issues, right? With her, I really don't know, because when I look at her, I think somebody who's a confident woman. I think she's very outspoken. I don't think she's afraid to say what she wants to say. Very similar in those qualities of Trump that would do the same, right? I'm not going to be biased and say that he wasn't. She's not doing those same things that he did.
So you're saying that she doesn't want to stand in his shadow? You're saying that she wants to? You get what I'm saying? Like, you think she's
maybe. I mean, she's her own person, and she's a woman. She's the first woman that's a vice president. So, which is right under president. So, that being said, she made it there for a reason. I don't know. I don't think it's a sense of him having trouble running the country. I think that they both have very strong views, and I don't think she's going to bite her tongue for anybody. The people that are in her, closed office, her quarters, she's not going to make everybody happy. None of the presidents or vice presidents are going to make everybody happy. It's just part of the job. So, it comes with the territory.
No, okay, that makes sense. Just kind of wondering. All right, so we'll move on to. I guess we'll move on to sports.
Constructive criticism is necessary.
Right.
He chimed in.
There you go. So Richardson tested positive for cannabis marijuana. Will miss the Olympics. I mean, Alex, what do you think? I mean, I get it. I mean, I was talking to my brother-in-law yesterday about this, and he says, "Was it a rule?" And I said, "Yeah, she violated a rule." He said, "Well, a rule is a rule."
Marijuana.
Yeah, you can't smoke marijuana.
It shouldn't be a rule. I don't think it should be a rule.
You're right. So that's a different subject. Well, she broke the rule. She broke a rule, and she should be kicked out. Should it be a rule? No, probably not. It shouldn't be. But you don't know how long ago these bylaws were written for the Olympics. You know what I mean?
Oh my God! I can't imagine.
I would say cannabis probably in the 70s. They probably said, "Hey, you can't do heroin, cocaine, and marijuana."
Cannabis, right. They put cannabis in the same category as heroin. They classified it as a Class A. So I'm sure that's when these bylaws were written.
Right.
They definitely need to be changed.
You think it's unfair for the Olympics to say, "Hey, you failed a drug test. I'm sorry. We're going to have to not allow you to get in." You think that is fair, Alex, for them to say that? Because, keep in mind, like I said, my brother-in-law said a rule's a rule. You have, these are rules.
Right.
So.
Well, I mean, first of all, she came out and said, it kind of goes back to that, like we always talk about on this show for a reason, depression and just going through a lot of things in life. And so she lost her mother on top of just, I'm not even going to act like I can imagine what the pressure is being an athlete, let alone being an athlete in the Olympics, representing your country. So everybody makes mistakes. I'm going to use that old cliche. And, I mean, she said the same things. She owned up to it, apologized. I don't. So, like you said, a rule's a rule, man. I mean, it is what it is. She knows she made a mistake. I mean, and she owned up. The biggest thing is, like I said, she owned up to it. So, you know what I mean? She's expressing, she's being vulnerable and expressing how she's feeling. So it took this for that to happen. I just put it down as a lesson learned. But I feel for her. I was definitely like, wow.
But I mean, how devastating it is. I mean, not everybody makes it to the Olympics, man. It's not like, I show up on the field and try out. This is
your whole life.
Your whole life.
And who's to say that, she might lose sponsors if not now, in the near future or something. But you know what? Like
she only got a suspension like for a month, so I believe that by the time the suspension is over, she'll be able to be back and running.
And it's marijuana, man. My God.
I think you know, everybody keeps saying I don't think it was a mistake. I think it was intentional. I think that it's not.
Right.
I think that as soon as they realize that this is a rule that should be changed, they should have changed it instead of making her using her as an example for something that shouldn't even be a problem at this point in the world. It's legal almost everywhere. It's a plant. It's curing diseases. This is something that's been a holistic remedy for how many years? I think that it's absurd that if she tests positive for marijuana, that it's against the rules, but if she tested positive for oxycodone that was prescribed, it's okay. I think that it's completely ridiculous. I would much rather see an athlete using cannabis to help with their ailments, their sore joints, their depression, their anxiety, their mood, whatever it is that she's using it for, than to have prescription pills that a doctor is just pushing her and that she could possibly overdose. But again, and we could take this down a whole rabbit hole on why marijuana was made illegal because of, you know, money and the whole nine. But I think that at this point they should have wiped it from the rules. I mean, everything else in 2020 had changed, right? Why wasn't this one of them when the Olympics came back? I just don't think it's fair. And I'm really proud of Nike for standing behind her. And making, did you guys see the comment, the statement Nike made?
No, tell me.
Nike just basically made a statement that said that we stand behind her, and you know, she's a great athlete, and we're going to continue to support her.
And just like I said, she may lose sponsors, she may not.
But Nike got her back, and I thought that was huge.
Because she's that great of an athlete. That's what I'm saying. When you're that great, and they want you,
did the swimmer?
But how about all these judges are probably smoking marijuana before they come to work every day? Like, they're all using it.
Well, the rule.
I'm not. Damn it! I didn't use it.
The marijuana rule is, she can smoke as much as she wants. She can't smoke before.
And that's the thing. It lasts in your system for 30 days. So who's to say she even smoked within the last 4 weeks?
So, well, that's on her though.
You know when you were saying that they should have changed this rule, when they busted Michael Phelps for doing it, I think at that point
changed it then.
Yeah, they should have looked at it then.
I know.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I forgot about that. When he got busted for that.
What happened to Michael Phelps? Like, did it affect him in any way?
No, he's still fucking making Subway commercials.
There you have it.
What'd you say? What commercials?
Subway, when he was making the Subway commercials.
Yeah, and he's doing toothpaste commercials now.
Yeah.
Because his teeth are amazing.
Point taken. That's all I'm saying, man. Like I say, winning cures all, bro. Well, right. Yeah, and it's not a big deal. To me, it's not a big deal. It's like, it's
a
stupid. Well, they're not doing lines off of girls' butt cheeks. It should be okay.
Right. It's not like she was tested positive for cocaine.
Yeah.
I mean, the rules are rules.
And that's why I can't be in the Olympics because of the cocaine.
And you know, some people said, "Oh, Michael Phelps didn't get any repercussions from it because he was white, and she is catching the grunt end because she's black." I mean, could be.
But she's getting big support because, you know,
she's
like
getting
I said,
huge support.
But you know why? Like, once again, because she owned up to it. She didn't try to hide nothing. She didn't come out there and lie like some of these athletes do and shit, and, you know, shame themselves even more. She owned up to it, and I loved it. Nike and them were supporting her. I mean, come on, man. It's 2021.
Well,
that's a dumbass rule. You could smoke
let's take a little bit
farther. I mean, are they any better than how they're coming after an old girl for the U.S. Open that had to drop out because of her mental health?
Right.
Good question.
I mean,
and that's why she's getting a lot of support too, Richardson.
yeah.
Because
so let me ask you a question, Alex. Because you were a fan of the Baston brothers, but so let's take it a little farther. So when you talk about steroids, I know it's an enhancing drug, right? And that's the reason. When somebody was talking about this girl from the Olympics, so it's not an enhancing drug, so it doesn't matter. But someone that because you're saying depending on skin color and all that. So when the Baston brothers, Canseco says, "Hey, I did it. Here's the book. Here's my book, and this is who all did it." And he got blackballed. But for a guy that went to the Congress and said, "No, I didn't take any drugs," and he is of the Caucasian, he's okay. What? I mean, does it come down to color?
You talking about Rafael Palmeiro?
No, we're talking about.
When he came out and said, I did not.
It was.
If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck.
No.
I
do you
think
remember
it
that
does.
when he was like, I did not do that?
No.
He was well on it.
We're talking about the
Totally
basketball. Canseco and the other guy, the white guy. What's his name?
Well, I mean, Mark McGuire. But I mean,
Mark McGuire.
You got to remember, man, back then, even into the professional wrestling, I mean, them guys were all using steroids.
Got a fire.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they denied it, and the guy that comes forward gets the black ball.
It's all about who you know. I don't know. It's horrible. It's like you said, our system is so. It is what it is. I mean, you know what I'm saying. But I mean, I'm just saying things back then were so different. And,
right.
Back then you could pay people off probably a lot. I would think a lot easier than you can nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's all I got for that one, man. I don't know.
So when we're talking about cannabis is not a enhancing drug, and I know we've talked about this subject many times. You think enhancing, steroids or whatever they call it, enhancing. You still have to go out there. You still got to go out there and hit the ball. You still got to run that marathon. You know what I mean? Like you still have to have skills to be that athlete, don't you agree? Even though they're enhancing you, they're enhancing me, but see, I still got to be able to hit the ball.
A lot of these guys would take that. See, a lot of people think they take it to get big muscles and this and that. They're getting that when they work out, but they're taking this shit because they're either in pain, they're playing baseball, they're playing for like 3 months straight, man, without getting, seeing her families, and like they're on the road. Yeah. People forget these little things that, all the stress and everything that they deal with, and while trying to stay in shape, play up to their contract and stuff like that. So I just think there's so many little things that go into it other than just, that guy's on steroids because he got big arms and he's hitting the ball, hitting a ton, So,
right.
There's so much stuff that goes into that, man.
I think sometimes when we sit here and we say, well, it's cannabis and this and this and that. Right. I think, since marijuana is, you can go to a doctor legally and get a prescription or get a card. I think, something in Olympics, if it makes her feel better once she goes and does her thing, I think it should be okay. Like I said, it's not.
I mean, look, back in the day, they were smoking fucking cigars in the dugouts, cigarettes, chain smoking, chewing. Right. For God's sakes, man. Tony Gwynn died from throat cancer from chew.
Right.
You know what I mean? One of the greatest players ever, and that's how. And I think he was in his 50s. I mean, we lost one of the greatest players like that, and he's probably not the only one that died from that. But and I watched that bio on him, and that was just so sad, man. Like, that's way too young, and he was helping kids, and he's, he got the team motivating out there. I think he was in Arizona, but so I mean, there's so many things that go on, and it's like, I mean, I look at it like this. You know me, I was a smoker since teenage years, you know, I tried marijuana.
Dice smoker?
No, not like that.
No, that's over the back.
But I
can you do that? Can you do that with your hand?
Smoke
with your arm?
smoke. You know, I got
there
long ass.
Long ass fingers.
Smoke is smoke, bro. You know what
right.
I mean? You whatever you're gonna put into like the vaping.
Yeah.
You know, I did that for a minute, and then I was like, no. I thought it would be like, oh, I can do this. It's more, you know, like more convenient and
right.
You know, but I was doing the CBD. I was just doing the CBD. You know, it was good for headaches. It was good for pain. You know, I come home, I would hit it a couple times and lay down. So it actually worked for me. But then once I seen 16-year-old kids dying and all this shit, and then next thing you know, there's a month later, there's all these commercials out. So, I mean, hey, man, everybody does something, you know, to ease the pain, I guess you would say. But, you know, relax and all that. So,
right.
I feel for her though. Going back to Sha'Carri Richardson, I feel for her, and you know, it says I found a little article, and it says that this is her ban isn't the first controversy that has happened. Let me see. It says THC suspensions aren't uncommon in Olympic level sport. In swimming, we've seen several high-profile suspensions, including Italian sprinter Andrea Bergani and U.S. national teamer Tate Jackson. Most of those bans have criticized by fans, but they've also never made a big enough impact to start a broader conversation. That's what I'm saying. They go after the big stars. Nike was like, okay, we can like, if she was already with them, I'm not sure if she has a contract with them already. Maybe she does, and that's why they supported her. I would like to know that. I'm gonna look that up, but there is a big difference. You know what I mean? Would they have signed her if she, you know, prior to this happening, if they didn't sign her? You know what I mean? So it's crazy, man. So like, and Tori, can you hear us?
I can for a hot whole minute.
All right. No, look, check this out. I want to read this one more time because this is not the first time this has happened. So I'm just gonna read a small paragraph. It says THC suspensions aren't uncommon in Olympic level sport. In swimming, we've seen several high-profile suspensions, including Italian sprinter Andrea Bergani and U.S. national teamer Tate Jackson. Most of those bans have criticized by fans, but they've also never made a big enough impact to start a broader conversation. That's all I was saying earlier.
Bingo!
So
winner, chicken dinner.
And then they talk about Michael Phelps, but
blah.
I'll leave that guy alone. He's probably...
All right, we'll move on to football. So NFL fines Washington football team $10 million after an investigation of workplace culture. In addition to Tana Snyder, who was named the team CEO this week, will take over day-to-day duties and represent the franchise league's functions for the next several months. Her husband, Dan Snyder, was focused on a new stadium plan and other matters, the NFL says. I have learned a lot of few past months about how my club operated, the kind of workplace that we had. It wasn't clear, and culture was not what it should be, but did not realize the extent of the problems of the role in the allowing the culture to develop and to continue. I know that as an owner, I ultimately represent. We're responsible for the workplace, and I said Dan Snyder said in a statement, "What's going on in Washington, man?"
I don't know, man. They've been having problems for like they're obviously trying to clean them up now, but yeah, they had a lot of logo problems and just like all the way check every box with them. I don't know. I wasn't even familiar with this story until you sent it, but
So I mean, the NFL fines them, X amount of dollars. I mean, what is going on? And I'm gonna bring this on real quick. I'll let you hear.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what actually.
Here you go.
This from Bristol that since Ron Rivera was hired as the head coach, the organization has made some progress culturally and seems to be more diverse and more open, and certainly a place that players seem to have a little bit more pride playing for. Do you get the sense that we're heading in the right direction? Understanding this is a big step back in terms of money, but it feels like things are trending in a positive direction.
Yeah, from not just Ron Rivera, Jason Wright, the new president, well, relatively new president. It feels like it felt like a new day last year in a sense. But again, Daniel Snyder being at the top of that org chart, that's where the issue is. And that's where the skepticism lies, because while they try to steer course, they're separating from Daniel Snyder, except he's still there. Like, that almost feels like the elephant in the room. And I think people down in that region now still have been wanting him to get rid of the team, but that's clearly not going to happen. And as long as he is there, the questions of how could he not know? How could he not have known he was enabling behavior? Because these are not new stories and not new rumors.
Well, keep in mind here, Kimberly, that there were nearly 150 former and current employees of the Washington football team that were interviewed in the investigation conducted by Beth Wilkinson, the Washington attorney that the league hired to do this particular investigation. And there were all sorts of findings. And we look at a team now that is and has been in complete transition. You mentioned all the hires that this team made. We go back to last year and the team dropping its nickname in favor of the Washington football team as it goes on a journey to find a new name for the football team. Dan Snyder stepping away from the day-to-day operations of the team, ceding control to his wife, Tanya, who will be more involved. She obviously comes with some rave reviews. She was the one that thought up the breast cancer campaign to raise funds for Think Pink. So she comes with a decorated background, and she will be very much in control of this franchise as Dan Snyder steps aside from all that has transpired with an organization that has been in turmoil, but is trying to come out on the other side of it right now.
I mean, that sounds like a clusterfuck, man.
It sounds like, well, first of all, he's owned the team since 1999. And he was accused of using cheerleaders in inappropriate ways, videos, photo shoots created for him. So now it sounds like his wife is possibly like a cover-up. I mean, that's how I feel from what I hear, what I'm reading or read, and just listen to. So I don't know, man. It's a big ass mess. I know that, but yeah. So I mean, it seems like, you know, okay, well, let's you know, put his wife in charge. You know, she got the good name and everything. So
I know, but
yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
You're telling me about that what inappropriate with the cheerleader?
Oh yeah.
Right.
That's why they interviewed over 100. That's why I said, wow, they interviewed over that many people. So
right.
They obviously, damn, you think the Lions needed a deep cleaning? Organization needed a deep cleaning.
Right.
Shit, it makes us look, you know, like we won already.
Right.
God. But,
I didn't know that they were in that much problems.
Yeah.
Problems.
I mean, I knew Dan Snyder. I knew what they were doing with stuff, but I didn't know exactly till I read this article. But yeah, well, I don't know, man. That's not good. So
yeah,
that's a big mess to clean up. That's for sure. So he's there, but he's not. You know, I mean, times we heard something like that before, like, I don't know.
Hold on real quick. My daughter's texting me and asking me about something.
And man, his owners got all this, you know, all this money and I guess power, and take advantage of it like that. That's crazy. And so I don't even I'm just interested to see what comes out from that, because you know, if his wife is still sticking with him by his side like that, potentially going to take over the team. Damn.
Yeah. All right.
It's a pretty weird situation.
I'm like a fuckboy that keeps popping in on someone's life.
Who's the fuck boy?
Like the scavenger smoker.
Yeah.
Damn.
I keep popping in like, hey, bitch, what's up?
Hey, bitch.
Hey, bitch, and then I ghost you again.
Oh my God.
I don't know what y'all are talking about right now, but I just want to, before I fucking ghost you again, I just want to give a pre-happy birthday to you, Alex.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I hope you have a
Appreciate
good day.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Before I ghost you again.
Damn, sounds like my ex-girlfriend's.
Damn.
Happy birthday,
exactly.
Peace. See you later, bozo. No. Hey, what's your dog's name?
His name is Prince Peyton of the Hamptons. We call him Pepe.
Prince Peyton.
Oh, hell no.
Can you see him?
Pepe.
He's little. Yeah, he's only like 8 pounds.
He looks cute. But yeah, thank you again. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Tomorrow's your birthday. Happy birthday, motherfucker.
Right.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Can you do your birthday song? You should just take your shirt off now for all the ladies.
Damn, it's my birthday, not theirs.
Yeah, take your shirt off for the ladies.
Take your shirt off.
What did Leslie Nielsen say? Naked gun. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see.
Nothing to see here.
So today is a friend of the show's birthday. That did the intro, outro. Louis, he was on the DPK reunion. So today's his birthday.
Oh, no.
Tomorrow's Alex's birthday.
Hey.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
And mine's is Monday.
Yours is not Monday. Mine's in 2 weeks.
Right.
But yeah, Tori's birthday's coming up. What?
Hey, so look, I tell you guys I've been watching old 80s shows or watching old shows.
Here I go.
Hey, look, we got to go to the nudie bar for our birthday.
You got to go to the nudie bar.
I'm down.
Hey, look, like I married with children. He said, I'm a weirdo. I don't care. I thought it was so funny. He took his son to the nudie bar. He said, where you can't touch your breasts, but you can cave in a chest at the nudie bar. where you can look at a thigh and blacken an eye at the nudie bar.
At the nudie bar.
Where the bear gives you gas, but the bunnies kick ass at the nudie bar. I was dying. I said,
only Al Bundy. Only Al Bundy.
I gotta repeat this shit on the show. That shit was
classic. And we're talking about Bill Cosby, and I think they had a meeting not too long ago, and they said all the dads that were like the wholesome dads, Seventh Heaven, Cosby, and then it was the crazy dads on the crazy shows that were normal. Al Bundy.
Yeah, they were actually normal.
Right. Like everything made sense because it was real.
Right. Isn't that crazy?
That is
because the seventh heaven guy.
And I tell you what,
he was a toucher too, wasn't he?
I think so. The fact that like I can't even watch the Cosby Show no more because he got his office downstairs and that's just creepy now.
That's just creepy. That's just creepy. All right, we'll move on to baseball. Dodgers played star TREVOR BAUER placed on paid administration leave, but MLB will not appeal decision. TREVOR his reps tell TMZ Sports that affirmed that initial statement and refute the women allegation in the strong possible term. What's more, reps say BAUER will not appeal MLB decision in effort to minimize any distractions to the Dodgers. What's going on with this fucking joker?
The same thing that's going on with every other dumbass man that is involved in something like this. It's crazy, man. I don't know. Can't answer that, man. I don't know what's wrong with these guys doing stuff like this, and like I said, I don't know. I really never followed TREVOR BAUER, but Like I don't know. I'm trying to see like if he's married or anything. But yeah, I mean he denied it.
Well, Bauer was accused of choking a woman, point of losing consciousness, having non-consensual anal sex with her, according to docs. The woman's made extremely disturbing allegations. 84-page temporary restraining order application. 21-year-old accuser said that met Bauer through Instagram before meeting him in April 21, face-to-face. She allegedly that there was a middle of intercourse when he started aggressively putting her finger down her throat and said she asked him to stop and he didn't, and he beat the shit out of her.
No, I guess we'll find out. That sucks, man.
So,
damn, just one
as an organization, don't you want to release this guy? They're still paying him.
Well, I think they're doing that just because it's under investigation still.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? Maybe they don't want to jump the gun and then have a lawsuit on their hands. That's just what I'm assuming.
That's what you're thinking? I mean, that makes sense. But, right. I mean, this is an 84 statement that she made. That exactly. I mean, this guy's in deep doo-doo.
Yeah,
if this
she
is
ain't
true.
writing the 84 pages just to write 84 pages.
Right.
That's crazy.
So, if these allegations are proven right, does his organization release him?
Oh God,
from MLB?
He's gonna be the one getting choked.
Yeah,
he goes to prison because if he did do something like that, I definitely, like I said, hope he's held accountable. Man, it's crazy. You know, God bless her. 21 years old. How old is he? I know he's not that young. He's been in the league for
a little bit.
For a minute. Let me see.
You gotta have a safe word if you're choking a girl. Just gotta have a safe word.
He's 30 years old, man. His career is gonna, if that's true, his career is gonna be over before his prime. That's crazy.
Yeah, too bad.
Yeah, okay, I was trying to remember. He played for the Diamondbacks. That's where I remember when he got drafted.
Yeah,
okay.
He did play for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
I would say in baseball, the Tigers looking better and better, man. They're getting closer to that 500. They're 36, 46. You know.
Yeah.
They're starting to play a little better ball.
Yeah, they won 3 out of their last.
Go ahead.
I was going to say they won 3 out of their last 4, and they lost. They lost yesterday. They got lit up yesterday. But the bullpen's been lights out. Yeah, I mean, there's, I don't know, man. The crowds are back, so obviously that has a lot to do with it. So hopefully they're in 3rd place. Hopefully they can just keep it going, man.
Keep it going. Hey, there's the girlfriend that goes to us. So we were in MLB and we're talking about the guy from the Dodgers that he, basically abused this woman, and she made an 84-page allegation. The team left him on administration leave, but some of the pictures were, I guess he put his fingers down her throat and she wouldn't stop, and then he started beating the shit out of her. So that was the story we were on, but I don't know if you were able to read any of that. Some of the stuff that she shows where, he beat the shit out of her, I was like, wow. But the Dodgers, he hasn't said too much because, it's baseball. He doesn't want to keep any attraction or distraction from the team. So he hasn't said much in the media, but this is what the girl is accusing him of.
Wow.
He forced anal on her and all kinds of stuff. But I don't know how you force anal on somebody. I got to be honest with you. I'm just being.
I mean,
then I know when you're
gonna get graphic, like
when you're having sex and if you're raping somebody, you got to hold their legs and all that, but to stick it in their butt, and you know what I mean. Like I'm thinking to myself, like you got to really be, you know what I mean. Like you got to have her tied up.
Not necessarily. He could have just forced himself in her. Like I mean, yeah.
Lube or what? Or did he have to lube it up real quick?
Didn't sound like he lubed anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we got some rapey ass topics today, huh?
Rapey topics.
Man, everybody's a raper.
Yeah, happy birthday.
So if you have a,
Happy birthday.
happy
I'm
birthday.
a fuckboy, and I'm a fuckboy that keeps popping in.
We know you have Dominic in the car, but if you have to peg a guy, do you have to put the lube on there?
Absolutely.
All right, I was just wondering.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Would you want it not lubed?
Inquiring minds want to know.
You don't want a little spit on it?
Little spit. Do that. Oh.
I mean, it is what it is. Don't use hand sanitizer. That'll burn.
It.
I know, right? He's so focused right now.
I could tell.
He's the most focused driver ever.
He's focusing.
Super focused. 10 and 2. There's no
10 and 2.
Straight back.
Did you guys figure out what state you're in?
I don't even fucking know where we're at.
All right, we'll move on.
We're just driving. Hey, I got a question. Did we talk about Britney Spears?
No, not yet.
Okay, I was just wondering if we talked about her before I went into another mountain and disappeared.
Okay, let's talk about her. Tell me what is going on with Britney Spears? I don't even know. They're holding
her life back. Nothing.
So she has a conservatory against her. Her father. Remember when she had the meltdown years ago, right? Because
when she got a haircut.
Yeah, because her parents were fucking with her, taking all her money. Not when she had her haircut. You're an asshole.
Oh my god.
Don't come for Britney,
is all
okay?
yours, Tori. This is all yours. Go ahead.
So, during that time, they said she wasn't mentally stable enough to take care of herself. I mean, you got to think, she had media coming at her. She had just had kids, right? Divorced. Her parents she's literally their cash cow since she was 6. She finally snapped, and so then they gave them conservatorship. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. And she wants it gone. She wants to be able to have another child. She wants to be able to live her life. She wants to marry her boyfriend, her longtime boyfriend, who's been her, he's been her boyfriend for years now.
I'm going to stop you there. So I don't understand. So you're telling me a grown person.
Yep.
She can't make any decisions for herself. Why?
She can't even.
Because of what?
Because the court said that this was put on her years ago when she had that breakdown, right?
Right.
So now they won't lift it. The dad will go to court and say she's not stable enough because they believe him what he says. They won't even allow her to. She has to have she has an IUD, right? An IUD to stop her from being able to get pregnant. They won't allow her to remove it. I mean, even down to the point where there's Christina Aguilera and Azealia. They said that they witnessed her dad even telling her, like, okay, you're not allowed to have pop. Like, she can't even drink a soda. It's that bad where he is controlling every little last bit of her life. She's not a threat to herself or her own health. She's not, suicidal. She's not where she can't survive on her own. It comes down to money. And her dad wants to continue to work her and not allow her to have her own life.
Thank you, Gabi.
Oh, that's Alex's super fan. Oh,
I'm sorry. I was over here. I had to do something real quick, and I could not stop laughing because he said, "Oh man, that's funny, man." He was like, when she got her haircut.
She got a haircut.
That was hilarious.
So I didn't know this was about. This was this bad with Britney Spears. She's breaking up.
What's going on, bro?
Yeah, I didn't pay attention. I'm not. But I send you guys. I send you the meme where they're in the pawn shop and they're saying, and the guy goes, well, this is the best I can do is Bill Cosby.
Right. Free Britney. They're like Free Britney, but
I'm so dead. That shit was the shit. But all right, so she is lost in the internet space. The lightning pretty much destroyed Montreal last night.
that's a wrap.
Damn. Beat the shit out of them. So we're in the Stanley Cups. They're leading them 3-0.
That's a wrap.
The last team, and here's I'm going to give you a couple of facts here. The last team to come back from a 3-0 deficit in the Stanley Cup was the Toronto Maple Leafs against the Detroit Red Wings
Was
in
that 93?
No, 1940.
Oh,
I think
wow.
6.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Way off.
And I'm going to give you another fact. The Montreal has a player that his dad played for the 1984 Tigers named Dan Petrie. So his son plays for the Montreal Canadiens.
Awesome.
So just a fun fact.
I seen that story. You posted that, right?
No, I was talking to my brother-in-law about it, and he was like,
really?
Yeah, and I forgot. I believe Dan Petrie was from Canada, so makes sense.
Right. Damn.
But one of the instrumental pitchers. One of the instrumental pitchers for the 1984 Tigers.
He still does commentating still. Off and on, I think.
Yeah, so I didn't know his son was playing hockey, and that's great.
Crazy. I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I wonder if our cousin knows that he's a fax machine.
He's a fax machine.
Yeah, shout out to our cousin Raymond and his daughter Melly. I hope she's doing better. She broke her arm a week ago.
Right?
Yeah, so I hope she's feeling better.
I was talking to my ex-wife, and I was asking her about how is that when you're a baby. I remember when I was when the girls were little, it was like, man, how do you avoid breaking the limbs and all that good stuff? And she was like, it's pretty common, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
For that to happen. So broken arms. So I'm gonna share this screen real quick. This was during game. I want to say during game 3. I think game 1, I believe, but we'll check this out real quick. Let me.
And in 2008, he was severely injured. He endured a 9-month coma.
So this is a wounded U.S. Marine vet recalled a powerful moment before the Lightning game.
Please welcome and salute. Once again, let's sing loud and proud the Sonia Bryson Curtsy as she performs our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see all the dawn's early light? What's so bright?
So pretty powerful. Hats off to every veteran that has served in the military. It is Independence Day coming up tomorrow. So hats off. That was pretty, I guess they said it was a very powerful moment. He was a wounded U.S. Marine that was recalled. So pretty powerful. Hats off to anybody that has served in the military. Happy Independence Day. So just wanted to bring that on the screen. So that the Lightning are leading that series 3-0. So the last time, and it's funny because if you're playing basketball, and I think it's literally impossible to come back from a 3-0 deficit. But hockey, it's always been so common.
Right.
So, so you can definitely lose 4 straight. Like, you can beat a team. So Montreal's not out of it yet.
We've seen series where, teams were down 3-0 and the other team came back and won, 3 in a row. I mean, different ways, you know what I mean? So you can win, but they still would lose. But you know what I'm saying? Like, so you see those runs, you can go on that run. I mean, but hockey, that puck bounces just a little bit differently in hockey.
That's the way the cookie crumble.
So
All right, so we'll move on to the NBA. The Suns are heading to the NBA Finals. Last time was 1993. You got Barkley, Thunder Dan. I mean, Kevin Johnson. I mean, what's your thoughts on the Suns moving on to the NBA Finals? Now the Bucks they lead that series 3-2. Game 6 is tonight, so it could be pushed to Game 7. But the Suns might not play until next Saturday. That's a long time.
It is.
I'm thinking, they probably want to do a week preparation or whatever. But what's your thoughts of the Suns finally moving on? I got to be honest with you. I think I picked them from day one. I think they're going to win it all. Don't matter who comes out of the East. But
right.
If you remember those 1993 days, I wanted the Suns to win. Not because I like the Suns and not because I lived here. It's just I hated fucking Michael Jordan. But that's a different story. So, what's your thoughts of it?
I mean, I'm happy. Like I mentioned a handful of times, the last jersey I wore was a Charles Barkley jersey. I loved him, and I didn't. Back then I was younger. I was 13 years old, so I didn't care. Like, oh man, I got to be a diehard Tiger fan or a diehard Piston fan. So. Right. I was a huge Charles Barkley fan. I loved Thunder Dan and Kevin Johnson, and like I said, they just had a good ass team, man. And I mean, I just wanted. I don't know what it was. Yeah, I think it was. When you're younger, you kind of look at the jersey, and then the other. Maybe the player first, then the jersey. Like I actually liked the jersey back in the day. I loved it, man. I wore the shit out of my Phoenix Sun jersey, so I'm happy for him, man. I definitely want to see Chris Paul get a ring.
16 years. He's in the league 16 years. That's a long time to wait to get to the NBA Finals, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, he did a lot of winning. At Wake Forest. He came out of Wake Forest, but
right.
But I mean, this is the ultimate goal right there.
So that was a very emotional speech for him when he won the Western Conference Finals. Reggie Miller said it took him 13. I think 16 is a long time, but when Reggie made that comment, and I was like, yeah, you guys probably thought you were going to get to the finals that one year, but the long arm of the law blocked the shot that was heard around the world. So I just thought that was. Well, I forgot that Reggie Miller got to the NBA Finals.
Right. Well, look, I'll put it to you like this. For me, the reason when Chris Paul first came into the league. Might have been I think it was his first year. It might have been his second.
Right.
They were telling the story. He was at the free throw line, and they were telling the story. I'm not gonna really tell the story because I don't want to butcher it, but it was about when he was in college, and his grandfather had passed, I believe.
Okay.
So it was one of them type real sentimental, emotional stories, man, and where he had shot like a last free throw for his grandfather. I'll try to find the story, but. His grandfather meant a lot to him. I'm pretty sure it was his grandfather. It's a story, but I haven't seen it since then. So that made me obviously think of my grandmother and stuff. And I just was a fan of him ever since then. So other than him being a great basketball player, you know what I mean? There's just the human aspect of it, and that's why I'm a CP3 fan. And then. Like I said, yeah, he's a good player. He always showed class. He reminded me of Joe Dumars, just the way he carried himself a little bit, man. Just so graceful and just plays.
He has a great.
You know what I mean?
He has a great relationship with Chauncey Billups, and I know he's leaving the Clippers. So, what was your thoughts of the Suns moving on to the Western Conference Final Tour? Did we lose her?
There we go.
Oh, well, before you tell this story, so I said he's great friends with Chauncey Billups, but they were interviewing him when he won that, and they were interviewing Devin Booker, and they said the Chris Paul is not for everyone. He's a big demander. He demands if he's going to go at 110%. You better go 110%, because if you don't, there's a lot of players that don't like him in the league because he rides them. And if he's your teammate, he wants the best out of you. So if you're putting a half-ass job in it, he talks shit to you, and a lot of players don't like that. So that's why they said it. Devin Booker said that Chris Paul is not for everyone.
Right.
And I thought that was kind of funny that he's such a demanding player because he wants the most out of you. If I'm going to give you my all, you better give me your all. And I was like, isn't that the way sports works? I don't know. That makes me think
that's the way you want it to work.
That makes me think that there's a lot of NBA players that are not giving it their all.
That's the way you want it to work, but no. Right. I mean, that's why, look, the Chauncey Billups, man. They always tell that story. He told it. Joe Dumars told it. He was literally in the office with Joe Dumars, Chauncey Billups, and Joe Dumars. He said Joe Dumars grabbed the ball. It was like signature sign, whatever. Grabbed the basketball and literally tossed it to him. Was like, the ball's in your hands. Like, this is your team. You know what I mean? So that's where that. And I loved when Chris Paul played with Chauncey towards the end. Like, I was like, I love that mentor factor and all that, like, especially with two guys like that. Brother. Oh, big man, I just love that. Those are the things about the game that I love. But so the story I was thinking about, when he was in high school in 2002, December 30th, 2002, I'm just going to read it. A high school basketball player in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, who was grieving over his grandfather's murder, scored 61 points in his honor. One for each year that the man was alive. That's what I was trying to get at. 61 points. His grandfather was 61, and he got tragically murdered, man. And I seen that story, and I was just like, damn. Like, wow. That was instantly, like, I don't care what he does. I'm a Chris Paul fan.
Well, like I said, it's nice to see a guy that has been doing it 16 years with a ring. Yes. So do you think if he does get a ring, you think he retires? I would. Personally, that's how I would do it. But,
I mean, you would want to go out like that?
I do.
I can see him. I can see it going. I'll say 50-50. But if he retires, he's obviously going to be. I could see him. Being a scout or something like that.
No, I'm talking about retiring from basketball. I'm not saying
that's what I'm saying. I'm
not saying. I mean, retiring as a player. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't think he steps away from the game.
Well, I think it's 50-50 because whenever you get that, when you get something you finally wanted for that long, your competitiveness might bring you back another year or two or 3 or 4. I mean, so I don't know.
When's the last time a player has won something like a championship and just said, "Hey, I'm done. Like I've done. I've gotten to the mountain. I got into the top of the mountain and I'm good." Right. Like I said, I think if I was playing hockey and I won and I hoisted that cup, I'm done. You know what I mean? If it took me 16 years, like if I won like 2 or 3, 4 or 5, you know what I mean? But this is you're at the end of your career. Right. You hoist a cup. You hoist the Larry O'Brien trophy. I think, to be honest with you, I want to go on top, and I think sometimes players come back because they're
Jerome Bettis. Jerome Bettis is one that comes to my mind.
Well, I'm just saying. Okay, there you go. But I'm saying you always say, "Oh, I want to come back 1 more year. What if I can win one more? What if? But I'm always like, hey, you know what? I've done it. I love this game, and it's time to move on.
They said that about Tom Brady, and he got 2 more rings after that. Right. So it's crazy. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, like Steve Eisman kind of, he didn't, leave as soon as he won. But, he kind of left on his own terms, and I think that's a good thing, too. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I think you want to leave on your own terms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to stay.
I think he did it the right way.
You don't want to stay in the sport. You don't want to stay in the sport because you're like, shit, I need the money. Right. Oh shit, blah blah blah. Because they're playing 82 games, dude. Like he's away from his family. Like that's what I'm thinking. Like family,
right, traveling and everything. Right.
Yeah, I need to spend time. I'm missing birthdays. I'm missing holidays. You know what I mean? Like I want my life back. I got what I got, and that you know what I'm saying. That's the way I look at it. But who am I? Yeah. But so you got the Bucks in Atlanta. They're 3-2. Who wins that series? Because
Man,
I mean, everybody's hurt. I'm
he's
like,
gonna play though. Giannis, he's gonna play, I think, right?
in Game 6, I think so.
Yeah.
And so is the Atlanta guy.
I've still got to roll with the Bucks, man. I mean, I
Gonna
bounced
go with
off
the
the Lakers to the Suns, but I mean that wasn't really hard to do. I just thought they were good. Like I said, I just thought they were. And I'm so.
So who do you think?
So over the Lakers,
Suns-wise, who do you think they have a better chance of beating?
Oh man, I don't know, man. They both got key injuries. How Trae Young? How's he?
I think he's supposed to be playing Game 6. He's starting Game 5, but
I don't know, man. They got such Atlanta. I like Atlanta's team a lot, man.
Right.
They got a really good. They got a good ass team, but I got to stick with the Bucks, man.
Going with the Bucks. Okay.
I would think that they got a better chance of beating the Bucks. I don't know. That's a tough one to say, man. That's a tough one to call, but
well, all these teams that are left, the 3 teams that are left, they're not even supposed to be there.
right.
You know, Lakers probably should have came out of the West. That's what everyone was saying.
Right.
And then out of the East, the Brooklyn Nets. So it should have been the Nets and the Lakers. But, you know, who am I? Basketball is basketball. Sports is sports. You got to keep in mind there's going to be injuries along the way. I know this is probably the most injuries that's ever happened.
Key injuries on each team.
But it happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, do you put an asterisk next to the Lakers last year because they won it in the bubble? Kind of the same thing, man. But it happens, man. Next year, it might be somebody else that wins the championship. It might be the Detroit Pistons. We don't know. We don't know in sports. It's always hard to call. It's
that's a good thing, though.
It's a team sport. It's not a boxing. It's not for the world heavyweight title. It only relies on one person. And that's it. So that's all I got to say about that. And I think the Suns have a chance to beat both of these, Bucks or Atlanta. I think the Bucks might come out, but it's really hard to tell because Atlanta has fought back, scratched back. If Trae Young is healthy, Udonis, I don't even know how to say his name.
Right.
The big guy from the Bucks. That's all I know. That motherfucker is.
I'm just happy to see all the teams that never. That was even the Pistons stepping stones at times. I'm glad to see them back in the mix. It's good for the sport, especially with the crowds coming back. So I'm excited to watch the finals, man. So either way, I think it's gonna be great. But I think it's gonna be Phoenix and the Bucks, and man, I hope the Suns win. That'll be dope.
All right, that's pretty much all I got, man. Happy birthday!
Thank you,
motherfucker. How old you turning, motherfucker? 31.
32.
32.
No.
Damn, you old motherfucker.
Hey, they want to find out how old I am? Go to my Twitter. Go to my Instagram.
So how drunk are you gonna get tonight? That's all.
I'm not gonna drink at all.
How about tomorrow? Nothing. No, you're not gonna drink that.
No, I'm actually
got
flushing myself out, man. I'm trying to chill out. So maybe a Corona.
Well, you gotta have one drink. We'll have one drink for you. One drink. But happy birthday to Playboy Louis Shy.
For sure. Happy birthday, Louis.
Happy birthday. Today's his birthday. Tomorrow is Alex Sportsmouth's birthday. He's going to be 31, 32, 33, somewhere around there. And then my birthday is on Monday. So make sure you wish me happy birthday on Monday just for shit. My birthday is not till October. But, man, happy birthday. That's all I got. So Wednesday we got a buddy of mine coming on. I used to work in the cable business with him. He was recruited, I believe, in the 2003-2004 by the Minnesota Timberwolves. So his name is Marlon Palmer. He played for the Timberwolves. He played some in Europe, played overseas. A professional basketball player. So he's got a picture with the Minnesota Timberwolves jersey on. I'm pretty. He played with Kevin Garnett.
He got his first card.
No, I don't have his card. I wish,
or if he has one.
I wish I had his card. But good guy. He coaches his daughter in basketball. He does a lot of youth sports. So good guy, man, all around. But still involved in basketball. But I believe he was a guard. I'm trying to think what college he came out of, but he was drafted by the Minnesota Timberwolves. in 2003, 2004. I believe.
Okay. What's his name again?
Marlon Palmer. Yeah, I found. He sent me some jerseys, some pics. You can Google him. I don't know if he comes up. I thought he did.
Yeah. He's from Cali. He's from Los Angeles.
Yeah, he's from Cali.
6'2".
Oh, he's their age.
Went to the University of
6'2".
Mexico, New Mexico.
Oh, that's where he came out of Mexico. I couldn't remember.
New Mexico, yeah. University of Mexico.
Yep.
Sounds familiar. Damn. Okay. I like.
Yeah, he'll be on the show on Wednesday. So ex basketball player, good guy. Like I said, he coaches his daughter now. But yeah, if you go do it, you see him in the Timberwolves jersey, number 13.
Wait.
I always, we always wanted. I always wanted to play in a pickup game. I always say, I want to see how good you are, brother. Let me check you out. He's like, you shit. I'll shit all over you. What you talking about? I was like, so no, he's a good guy. So that's all I got, man. Happy birthday, Alex.
Thanks
Sports
again,
Mom.
you guys. I appreciate all the love.
Make sure I'm gonna post or whatever. Cousin Tony, he got his word on the street hat and shirt yesterday. I sent it to you.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys are going to wordonthestreetmerch.com. There's a lot of Savage Kitty, a lot of Savage Kitty stuff up there. There's a lot of Alex Sports Mom, a lot of Drake Swift. Get your Drake Swift socks, your Alex Sports Mom socks. Make sure if you buy something from the Savage Kitty line, make sure you're showing your kitty, just like she says, show me your kitty. And that's pretty much all I got. If you make sure you follow us on Word on the Street. Oh, Tori's popping in. Make sure you follow us on Word on the Street pod.com. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit that ding. So, hey, Tori, what's up?
She's back.
She's back. And now she's gone. I don't know where she is.
I got to screenshot this.
Screenshot.
I got to send that to her. She's cracking up.
Sorry. Hey.
She's
No.
You're okay. We can hear you. So we're about to end the show. We'll let you get you back to driving. We were just wishing Alex one more time happy birthday. There you go. Happy birthday, and make sure you have a cold one or a shot for Alex. And we were just talking about the Word on the Street merch. Make sure if you buy something from Tori's line, make sure you show her your kitty. So, are you there? She's in and out.
Well, let me put my plug in real quick. You can follow me at Alex Sportsmouth on Twitter and Instagram, and I appreciate all the love. Happy birthdays, all that good stuff. And
definitely check out Alex's his dad's tribute shirt, 10-4 over and out shirt. It's on there. We'll add some kid stuff on there for your niece and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, she was asking about the toddler baby shirts, maybe too.
Yeah. So I love the shirt. I just gotta be honest with you.
Yeah, I love it. It's great, man. Really honored and appreciative of that. My dad would he would definitely love that. He probably wouldn't wear any other shirt again. He never wore his shirt anyways. My dad didn't give a shit. He always walked around with his shirt off and shit.
Yeah.
But he would
rest in peace, Frank. Definitely have a cold one for your dad. One cold one.
For sure.
What was your dad? Your dad always drank. What was his favorite beer?
You know what? He drank, back in the day, like in the, late 80s, he drank Budweiser, and then he went over to Bud Light. But then he was, he was hanging around with one of his friends, and his friend drank Bush all the time.
Bush.
So that's how my dad. And I asked him the same thing. I was like, "Why are you drinking that nasty ass beer?" and that's why though. So. But he loved his beer, man. So
he loved his Bush.
Yeah,
huh?
I mean, hey, it is. The same.
Hey, I love my Bush too. I love my Bush too.
Right.
But not that Bush. Not that Bush.
Hey, it's from the same company too, though. So I mean, I guess what was the big deal? But yeah, damn, I'm telling you, man. All this talk about Bush and girls and Man, I might have to go pop into a nudie bar. I don't know.
Nudie bar.
I wish you were.
Go see some titties. All right, man. Happy birthday, brother. Much love. Tori, I'm sorry. We're going to end the show. That's all I have. You can follow me everywhere at Drake Swift on all platforms and even on OnlyFans. You can find Tori at All Beauty, All Beast on Instagram, Tori Rochelle on Facebook, Tori Rochelle on Twitter. So thanks again for Saturday. Happy 4th. Hats off to all the people that have gave their lives for Independence Day. Much love, man. Go watch the Tigers game. Go have a beer. Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you.
Hey, let me end this.
Hit the like, subscribe button.
Hit the like button, motherfucker. There you go.
Safe weekend. Make sure you guys are wearing your mask, even though it's optional. Also, washing your hand and washing your ass. And I'm out.